Alright, so we're live. Now, I know I've been out for a while because I've been like super sick and it's finals week, so I've been having like a bunch of assignments to do. That's why I haven't been recording as much. But since we're back into it, I think what we're going to do today is we're going to review the tracks from the 3rd of this month leading up to today. And at the very end of the video, I'll give you my takes on some of the older songs that dropped last month. I like the very end of the month. So yeah, let's get right into it. So track 1, the first track I want to talk about is Places and Faces by Aminé. Now, very great instrumental here. It feels like something I would hear on like a video game, and I love the lyricism and just vocal delivery that Aminé gives, and just the message of the track on this song. Definitely a track I would see myself listening to over the summer, just having on repeat. Moving on, we have track 2 I want to talk about is I Don't Care by Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber. Now, it was crazy because I was talking to some of my friends, and if you know me, I'm not a big fan of pop, but I still like listen to the occasional like giant pop drops. So I was listening to this song, and I was talking to some of my friends, and I was like, "What do you feel about the track?" And one of my friends was like, "I don't really feel like they have that chemistry," and I feel the exact same way because I was listening to this song, and this instrumental is kind of weird. Like I feel like I was waiting for the drop, and it just never happened. And I would feel like the instrumental should be more like less hollow, especially if it's Ed Sheeran and Justin Bieber. And I get what they were trying to do here. I just feel like this track would have been better as a standalone Ed Sheeran track. And I don't think the song has like single capability, so I don't know why it was released. I feel like this could be like a cut from an album, definitely not a single, in my opinion. Especially if you're like Ed Sheeran or Justin Bieber. I know why like the song came out. Ed Sheeran has written for Justin Bieber before, but I'm not a big fan of this track. I honestly thought they were gonna release something more monumental. This track will probably climb to the top of the charts either way because it's Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber. But I feel like they could have released something better, at least in my opinion. Moving on, we have a song from Tory Lanez called What Happened to the Kids. Not too much to talk about the song. Sonically, it's not a song you would repeat, in my opinion, but I definitely do enjoy the message and the lyricism and just the soulful instrumental on this track. I get the message, so I can still appreciate the track, even though I probably won't like listen to it a lot. Moving on, we have Ricky by Denzel Curry. Now, I'm finally glad people are giving him like the attention and respect he deserves. Had a great album last year, and listening to this track, even though this track isn't like quite as lyrical as I expected it to be, I really do enjoy like the vocal distortion at the end of like verse 1 and the end of verse 2. So that was really good. Moving on, we have Russ. Now, okay, I know a lot of people don't like Russ, and I like some Russ tracks, and I have enjoyed like some Russ projects, but I know some people aren't a big fan, and that's fine. I get he's like an internet meme, and he's been memed before, and he probably still will be memed because just he posted a picture of black Air Forces instead of like a black Air Force joke, and like people dragged him for like days because of that. But he, in my opinion, he makes good music, and he dropped a single called Civil War, and he dropped another single last month called All I Want. Now listening to these two, they're very for sure like tropical summer songs. Like they aren't like full of lyricism. They're a lot. I hear a lot of like mainstream like summer influence in this, and I'm curious to see if these are just gonna be singles, or if he's going to release them as part of a project. Because for me, this is kind of like too mainstream, but I get like Russ is obviously a breakout artist. Like he's not going to like make songs full of like just bars anymore. Or he does, he's just not as, he has to make more like different types of music, and I get that. Especially since he's always been like the type to drop like, sometimes he'll drop like songs that are just full on like bars, and then he would drop like songs that are just full on like melodic, which I understand he's always done that throughout his career, so I'm not gonna hate him for these two releases. I thought they were really enjoyable. I just wouldn't like, it's weird. It's weird having two of them like back to back. Moving on, we have P&B Rock's new album Trap Star Turn Pop Star. Now, some of my favorite tracks on here, I just want to say this: if you lurk on SoundCloud, you definitely heard Dreaming like months before this project came out, because I know I did. But it wasn't called Dreaming. It was titled something else, but it was like the same exact song, just unmastered. Yeah, that, and it was nice to hear Middle Child featuring X, especially since it was nice to hear a full XXX track, because I feel like lately, since his death, we've been getting like a lot of hollow tracks, I want to say, because a lot of like verse 1, chorus 1 tracks unfinished, but it was just looped over, so it would fill in like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And I know X has never been the type to drop like full on like super long songs. Like a lot of the songs are only 2 minutes, but at least they're complete. Like I feel like a lot of releases we've been getting lately have been like incomplete songs, or like like the vocals have not been mastered well, because he unfortunately died. So obviously there's only so much material you could drop. But it was nice to hear a full XXX verse. And I was watching an interview with P&B Rock, and he said that he has a bunch of other collabs with X just in the vault, because him and X have never talked about how they were going to release them. So I'm wondering if we're going to get like a full P&B Rock and X project, or if P&B Rock's going to continue like dropping one or two every time he drops an album. Either way, I'm fine. I'm just glad we're actually getting like the project. You know what I mean? I'm not the project, but I'm glad we're actually getting like the songs. TJ Khaled has a project out, Father of Assad, and I'm just waiting for the memes at this point. Now, I feel like every time DJ Khaled drops an album, it's like the Avengers Assemble, but sometimes a lot of hit and miss. Some of my favorite tracks on here is Just Us featuring SZA. I'm actually super excited for a new like SZA album. I've been like waiting for one. Control was so good, so I just can't wait for like another project from hers. Another track I thought I really liked, I liked track 14, Thank You, Big Sean. It was nice to hear Big Sean after such a long while, and I can't wait till we get a Big Sean project. I really hope he doesn't disappoint, because his last project I wasn't too much of a fan of in terms of like lyricism. He had some like very corny lines on there, but I really like this track, and I can't wait to hear like a full Big Sean project. I hope he's like his head is in a great space, and he could drop like a very cohesive like album, like his Detroit mixtape, because I thought that was very good, and that definitely should have been an album. So I can't wait to see what he has in store. Hopefully, a lot of like I want to hear like bars, and I want to hear like a lot of like self like reflective songs as well. Track, where was it? There's one track on here that literally sounds track 13, No Brainer, with Justin Bieber and Chance, sounds like I'm the One Part 2. Just hear this beat and hear all I'm the One and tell me those tracks don't sound the same. Other than that, there's track 7, Higher, featuring Nipsey Hussle, which I think is worth taking a listen, because especially since he passed away, unfortunately, so I would definitely check out that. Now, Top Off featuring Jay-Z, featuring Beyonce. I really don't like this track, and this is coming from like a huge Jay-Z fan. I've been listening to Jay-Z since I was like a kid, and I love Beyonce, but I just don't think this track did what it was supposed to do. I just think it's like an awkward mesh, and like the instrumental isn't that great either. So that's my take on the song. Definitely haven't had time to like fully digest this project, but I know Just Us and track 14, Thank You, with Big Sean is definitely some of my favorites. Tyler, the Creator's album is finally out. It's called Igor. Now, this track is very instrumental and production based, so if you're going into it expecting a lot of like verses and a lot of like lyrics, you're not going to get that, but I do think the production is honestly beautiful on there. Some of my favorite tracks on there, definitely track 5, Running Out of Time, is my favorite. I've had that on repeat as well. Track 8, Puppet, features a Kanye guest vocal appearance, so I definitely would check that out. And again, the track's like beautiful in production terms. There's not a lot of lyricism and verses on there, but I feel like if you're definitely a fan of like just production, and if you make beats, or if you're a producer, or if you're just looking for something like really spacey and just focus on the production while you do like either homework or exams, I feel like this definitely is the project. And I thought the album was very beautiful. Are We Still Friends, I really did enjoy as well. Boy with the Gun, I thought was decent. So yeah, definitely would check out that project as well. Give you definitely give me your thoughts on the project. Ari Lennox dropped a great debut project, and if you aren't familiar with her, she's a singer from Dreamville, signed to J. Cole's label. Some of my favorite tracks on her album, definitely track 3, Broke, featuring JID. Love JID's performance on there at the end. His last verse is very good. And track 5, Shea Butter Baby, featuring J. Cole. Love J. Cole's performance. Definitely a lot of emotion in his verse as well. And I'll definitely check out track 2, BMO, as well. Megan Thee Stallion's album's out, Fever. Definitely nice to see more female MCs out. I feel like people only listen to like the mainstream MCs like Nicki and Cardi, but there's so much like great female rappers out there. Rhapsody being just one of them, and it's nice to see another one like come up on the scene. I know a lot of people don't. I've seen a lot of people just don't like female rappers because they're female, but definitely some like great talented people in there. Definitely Rhapsody is one of my favorite female MCs, and just one of my favorite MCs in general. Moving on, some tracks from like last week that I didn't, not last week, but last month that I didn't cover. Devil's Work featuring Jordan Lucas. Now, I saw a YouTube comment that said like if someone took old heads and like took all the old heads ever that ever been born, and like took all the old heads together and made them into a song, like this would be the song. I get Jordan Lucas's message, like take all like the really bad artists and really bad people and give us back like some of the greats. But unfortunately, we can't do that. Obviously, I got the message that you were trying to portray. I just feel like it could have been done a little bit better. And in my opinion, Schoolboy Q's album is out as well. And I saw some people have like a lot of like mixed thoughts on this album. I really do like Lies featuring Ty Dolla $ign and YG. I feel like that's definitely should have been like the lead single of this album. Drunk featuring Black as well is really good. And Floating featuring 21 Savage. And Dangerous featuring Kid Cudi. But I definitely feel like Lies should have been like the hit single or like the debut single of this. I don't know why Chopstick was. But obviously, I'm not an executive producer, so I can't even like speak on it. But I would definitely feel like Lie should have been the lead single on this. I love Ty Dolla $ign, and it's so crazy because I've seen a lot of people being like, "Oh, Ty Dolla $ign's on features a lot better than Ty Dolla $ign's like individual work." And he has a single with J. Cole coming out next week, so I really hope his album's so good where people like start appreciating like his own work other than like him on features, even though he does do phenomenal on features. So yeah, that's all I really have. Like, comment, subscribe in the video, and let me know your thoughts on some of these tracks, and peace out.